Yo, what's up guys, it's Muley here, and today on the channel we're going to do League 1 reviews from the games today. Anyways, let's get into it. Plymouth versus Cardiff, 5-2 to Plymouth. Wow. What a game. What a game that was. Yeah, nothing else to say. What a performance from Plymouth that was. Absolutely shocking from Cardiff. A league leader's side getting battered by a team that has one of the worst home forms in the division. And Cardiff having the best away form and the best home form. Plymouth up there with the worst home form. And they've just absolutely obliterated Cardiff. I don't know how that works, but it just works. I don't know how, but it just did. No words. Absolutely no words. Oh no. So, the first and second is only separated by 1 point. So Cardiff and Lincoln are only separated by 1 point now, after Lincoln's win away at Mansfield. I cannot believe my eyes what I'm actually seeing right now. It's shocking. It's poor. I don't know what happened there, but it was just a blip. Anyways, Rotherham United 1, Doncaster Rovers 2. It's time. It's time for Rotherham to go down, really. This was one of the easier fixtures that they've got until they go into a very hard run, because I think they got Plymouth next at New York Stadium. They'll definitely lose that. I don't know what's going to happen now, really, for the Millers, to be fair. Well, they're going to get relegated, Rotherham. Sam Nombe did get a penalty early on, 3rd minute. Second half, it went downhill for Rotherham. 2 goals from Doncaster. Just won the game for them. Doncaster are like 5 or 6 points ahead of relegation, and Rotherham are like, I don't even know. They're like 5 or 6 points in the relegation zone. But Doncaster are way ahead of Rotherham. I think there's an 8-point difference between the two. Yeah, 8-point difference between Rotherham and Doncaster. So it's obvious that Rotherham are going down. Doncaster are still in this fight for survival. And to be fair, I actually think they'll do it. They'll survive Doncaster. Anyways, Wickham versus Stevenage. Another easy win for Wickham. At home, at Adams Park. Their home form's actually really good, Wickham. Against a team who has not got good away form. It might show them like 7th in the away table, but recent away form's been terrible for Stevenage. If I just show you here, Northampton, Barnsley, Exeter and Luton. Terrible away performances, and also a 3-1 Wickham. I don't know, like, Wickham are still in the playoff fight since they got a new manager, Michael Duff. I forgot who their manager was at the start of the season, but they were not doing well, Wickham, and I didn't really put them in that high of a position, I don't think. I don't actually know. If I didn't, it would probably be because of the new manager. Anyways, Bolton versus Blackpool. A tense game this was. Burstow getting a late equaliser for Bolton to actually get a point against poor Blackpool team who were trying to survive relegation. So, as you could see, Bolton dominated. Almost everything, really. Pretty much everything Bolton dominated, to be fair. Yeah, just nothing really else to say about that. Anyways, Huddersfield versus Barnsley. Huddersfield finally get a win after a couple games. It took them a little while, to be fair, Huddersfield, but they finally got a win against a team who has not got good away from in Barnsley. So, I knew that Huddersfield would get a win, I think. I think I did, but I knew it'd be a close game. Like, I really knew it'd be a pretty close game, to be fair. And to be honest, like, it was. Since Liam Mannings took charge, they've been better than they were. Ryan Hardy joined them. Did he join in the summer or was it January? I actually don't know. But, you know, it's been good. Barnsley away form is just, they're not great away from home, are they? yeah, as you can see, not the greatest. But will something actually change for Barnsley? We don't know. I don't know if anything will change. I think they might just come bottom half really, Barnsley. Huddersfield are still in this playoff fight, and I think they do get playoffs, Huddersfield. It might be too early to say now, but I do think playoffs will be good for Huddersfield. The money that they brought these players, they brought so many talented players. Players that are too good for this league. Alfie May, Harness. Harness had a great loan spell at Derby last season when Derby survived relegation. Alves on loan from Leicester. Mumba from Plymouth. He was good in the Championship last season. And Hardy as well. Good signing. Yeah, they were just brilliant last season. Well, not last season, but just brilliant transfer window in the summer and January for Huddersfield. Anyways, a poor game from Luton. To be fair, they were predicted to win against Burton, but to be fair, Burton played well, I could say. Like, they didn't play bad, I don't think, Burton, really. Obviously, Luton were predicted to probably beat these lot. Yeah, really. They were just predicted to beat these lot. But they but they drew in the 92nd minute. It was even, kind of. Burton had more chances, but Luton had the possession. Yeah. Burton trying to survive relegation and Luton trying to get playoffs. They're both in... Most teams in the division are in fights for something. Only a couple teams aren't. There's a few teams that are in fights for, like, playoffs, relegation, top half. But the teams in mid-table aren't really fighting for anything, really. Because they don't really have to. Right, anyways, Mansfield versus Lincoln. This is a huge win for Lincoln. Because it only puts them 1 point behind Cardiff. What a Lincoln this season have been absolutely fantastic. Like, even I cannot believe they're in this position at the minute, second in League One. I genuinely cannot believe, well, they're 10 points ahead of Bolton, 10 points ahead of third, and they're only a point behind first. No doubt, Lincoln are defo getting promoted this season, same with Cardiff. I could already just call that now, they're both getting promoted. But I think Lincoln, if they do get promoted to the Championship, they'll do similar to Oxford, not have as much money, not as much wages, and have to sign, like, players from that they can actually afford. I think they'll have a similar wage budget to how Oxford have had their money, to be fair. Cardiff, I think, would have more, because they're experienced in the Championship and Premier League. But, yeah, they're in League One. First season, they're definitely coming back up. I'm not sure if they're going to do like a Birmingham or something. I don't think so. They didn't even have a great transfer window in the summer. The only player I remember them getting is the goalkeeper, Nathan Trott. But Lincoln, they've brought in some decent players. Televiero, Ryan won on loan from Sheffield United in January. And yeah, really. Lincoln are just... I think they play this division the best out of every single team. To be fair, they play it better than Cardiff, I can't lie. I think they play it better than Cardiff. Obviously, Cardiff were predicted to win the league, or at least make playoffs, but how Lincoln are doing this is mad. So, in my opinion, I think they've been one of the best performing teams in League One. Anyways, as a game for teams who are trying to fight for relegation, trying to get out the relegation zone. Leyton Orient are going to be absolutely delighted with this result because Don Ballard's back. I think that's his 16th League One goal of the season. But, yeah, since he's back, he's going to start scoring goals and probably get Leyton Orient to survival in the league. I think that it might be his first game since coming back from injury. I'm not sure. I think he was injured because there was a long period of time he weren't playing. But he is back now, luckily, for Leyton Orient fans, because they weren't doing well while he was gone. He's probably one of the main players in the team that can actually score goals, but he's one of the main players that can actually either win or draw him games. They were drawing games, but they weren't winning while he was gone. So they just have to... Obviously, they got a good manager in Richie Wellens. To be fair, he's not having a good season at Leyton Orient like he did last season. Yeah, just... I don't really think they've lost many of the players. I don't know how many players are lost, but... I can't believe it's affected them this much. How they came from a playoff final, heartbreak, to being in a relegation dogfight. It's just not... I can't understand what's going on with Leyton Orient. I can't understand. Northampton is just crap. Northampton are just terrible, really. They're going to be in this position for a long time. Like, in the relegation's dogfight. If they somehow survive again, I'll be shocked. I really will. Because I think they're favourites to go down. They're most favourites, to be fair. Right, anyways, Peterborough United versus Exeter. Well, this was a shocking game. Under a new manager for Exeter. I think he managed at Dorchester. His last team that he managed was Dorchester United. Something like that. And they actually got a draw against Peterborough United. Quite, like... They were 3-1 up, but it was expected that they were gonna, like, lose, well, draw, or probably lose. I predicted them to lose. Because I didn't... Well, their main manager's now gone to Wigan. And, to be fair, I don't think this is going to be very good for Exeter. Well, they did get a point with their manager, shockingly. But the main thing, Jaden Wareham hat-trick, that is shocking. Well, it's not really shocking, to be fair. It's just a hat-trick, but... Turns out he was a good player then, wasn't he? Well, he had a good day out. The other players, not as much, but... At least it wasn't a loss for Exeter, what most people were probably predicting. Right, Port Vale versus Reading. Well, this is a good result for Port Vale, getting a draw against one of the league's best in Reading. Well, not really one of the league's best, to be fair, but they're up there. Like, they're fighting for playoffs, Reading. Don't know what will happen, but Port Vale, as much as this is a good result for them, I don't think it's going to really help. I don't really think the result's really going to help Port Vale, because there's no doubt that Defo getting relegated, Port Vale. They're either going to get rock bottom or 23rd. It's tough between them and Rotherham. To be fair, I could probably see them going above Rotherham in 23rd. Because, I don't know. Yeah. Nothing really much else to say. Martin Sheriff actually came in. He was at Rotherham in the season, but he left for some reason. Probably because they play poor. But he's gone to a pretty much even worse side. But since Darren Moore's left, Port Vale's results ain't been as bad as they were. Let's say they won away at Leyton Orient. They drew here, and they've drawn games, Blackburton. I swear they've drawn other games, but I actually forgot them. And won, I think, few. Not bad, Port Vale, recently. Not been as bad as when a good manager, Darren Moore, was there. Anyway, Stockport versus Wigan. Well, Wigan went down to 9 men, as you could see. And Stockport pretty much beat them by 4-2. Carl Wootton scored twice. Even though Exeter's manager came in. Oh no, it was Glenn Whelan in charge. For some reason. I don't know why he was in charge. It should have been Gary Cadwell, I think that's his name. But Asamoah Jr. came on, he got a red card. And Sessignon, I think that's his second red card of the season. Because he got one against Leyton Orient game week 2. But anyways, a poor day out for Wigan. But a good day out for this man, Joe Taylor. Weren't really a bad it was a good performance from him, that's for sure. Because he actually scored for Wigan. But most people in this Wigan team can't really do much at all. For me, Wigan are going down as well. I'm not sure. They might. But the backup, Glenn Whedon's in charge again. But, wait, why did I go out of that? Still got more games to do. Right. Well, that was the end of that. But there's one more game we have to view now. Wimbledon versus Bradford. Well, this just pretty much shows how bad Bradford's away form is. Losing to a poor Wimbledon team who probably people still thinking will go down. I don't really think they will, really. Okay, recently Wimbledon ain't gotten like bad results. They've got 3-2 win against Reading, winning away at Port Vale, and now winning against Bradford. Like, Wimbledon are not playing bad recently, in my opinion. I don't know why people are down them so much. They're newly promoted. They were really favourites to go down, and even I put them to go down at the start of the season, but not doing as bad as everyone thought. But Bradford aware. It's shocking how I already knew Bradford would not do very good away. I didn't really think they'd do the best at home, but I knew they'd get a good finish in the league. But they're doing better than I thought, Bradford. Really are. But I don't know what's happening with Bradford's away form, really. They've lost like 4 of the most recent 4 out of 5 away games because they won at Blackpool, but yeah. That just pretty much copes up the video, really. Just ends the vid. Anyway, see you in the next one. See you in a bit.